Good morning, children. Welcome to English class. So, this is lesson 6 from my English reader, and it is video 1. So, today we are going to learn the lesson The Ostrich and the Hedgehog. It's a story between ostrich and hedgehog. So, I think all of you are familiar about ostrich. But what is hedgehog? Hedgehog is also an animal, that is, it's a mammal. So, what is a mammal, children? Mammal is an animal which has fur on its body and it's warm-blooded animal, and also it gives birth to young ones. So hedgehog is a mammal and it has spines on its body. So let us go to the story, children. So one beautiful morning in summer, a hedgehog went for a walk across a barley field. So field means a large area in which crops are grown. So in this area, so barley plants are grown. So it is a barley field. So generally there will be number of plants over there, tall barley plants in the field. So at the edge of the field, that is at the end of the field, this ostrich, that means this hedgehog met an ostrich. It said, after meeting that ostrich, this hedgehog said good morning to that ostrich in a cheerful voice. But this ostrich did not respond to that, and it looked down to the stumpy-legged creature. Means it's a short-legged creature. So, and it said it doesn't like this creatures like this hedgehog. That means it is very short, and this ostrich is tall. That is having long legs. So then my legs may be stumpy, but I can run faster than any other animal, said the hedgehog. So maybe its legs are short, but this hedgehog can run faster than any other animal, it seems. But the ostrich didn't agree to that hedgehog. No one can run faster than I can. Don't you see how long my legs are? This ostrich has very long legs, so it is the fastest animal. It's thinking that it is the fastest animal. But this hedgehog is having short legs. Stumpy legs means short legs. So it can't run it. This ostrich is thinking, why don't we have a race? Said the hedgehog. So listening to this ostrich, this hedgehog wanted to have a race with this ostrich. Then it wants to decide who wins the race. And finally, this ostrich agreed to that hedgehog. It wants to start the race immediately, but the hedgehog said that it wants to go to home and take some breakfast. Because anybody, that means if you are hungry, you can you can't run. Is it not? In the same way, this hedgehog also didn't have anything in the morning, it seems. So it wants to go home and have some breakfast before having the race. So it wants to start the race in the at midday. That means afternoon. Okay. So sure, said the ostrich. The ostrich agreed to this, and the ostrich went home because the hedgehog also went home. So ostrich went home and slept. But the hedgehog went home and brought his mother and father, brothers, sisters, cousins, even aunts and uncles to that barley field. Why did she do all this? He made them take their position in such a way that there was a hedgehog at both ends of each row of the barley plants. So there are so many rows of barley plants. At each end, he made to stand them. That means both the ends, two ends will be there for each row, right? So at each end, this hedgehog made their relatives to stand at that end, both ends. At midday, finally this hedgehog and the ostrich met at the barley field to start the race. The ostrich began at the first row. He took long strides. Long strides means long steps. And because it's having very long legs, is it not? So it took long steps and it soon reached the end of the row. But suddenly it was surprised. The ostrich was surprised to see a hedgehog already there, waiting for him. Because already this hedgehog came before ostrich arrived there, and this hedgehog made their family members to stand at the end of each row. So when this ostrich reached the end of that row, it observed a hedgehog. It found an hedgehog over there. So it's thinking that it's the original hedgehog who decided to race with this ostrich. But actually it's not the hedgehog who was in the race, it's their family members. Right? So you have reached, said the hedgehog at the ostrich. That means already you reached here, said the hedgehog. The ostrich was so surprised that he did not reply anything because he was thinking that how this hedgehog came this much fast. He ran back along the next row. That means, anyhow, after reaching that end of that row, it has to go to the other row. So he ran back along the next row. Again, when he reached the end, he found a hedgehog waiting for him there also. This ostrich couldn't understand what's happening. How this hedgehog is able to run this much fast? It couldn't understand. But actually, those hedgehogs are not. This is not the actual hedgehog who was supposed to run with this ostrich. It was the one of the family members. That means all the family members stood at each end. The ostrich could not tell the difference between one hedgehog and another, and believed that he had been beaten. All the hedgehogs are in the same, that is, all the hedgehogs are same. So this ostrich could not identify whether this was not the actual hedgehog or not. This happened several times when it passed all the rows of the barley field. This ostrich found one hedgehog at each end, but it thought that it was the original hedgehog which was supposed to run with this ostrich. When he reached the end of the last row, he found a hedgehog sitting there also. Even at the end of the last row, this ostrich found another hedgehog. Then it thought that it was the original hedgehog. The hedgehog was fresh and smiling. Couldn't understand why this ostrich was this much fresh and smiling, because anyhow when you uh, run that much long distance, you will be tired generally, right? But this ostrich, this hedgehog was not at all tired. It was fresh and smiling. The ostrich could not understand what happened, how he had been beaten by a stumpy little hedgehog, like a short-legged hedgehog. How it was beaten by that hedgehog. That means how this uh, hedgehog won the race. He went away on his tired, sore feet and buried his head deep in the sand. It was very much disappointed. It couldn't understand still how this hedgehog won the race. So it was uh, really, uh, what is this? It was tired because it ran. Actually, it ran, but this hedgehog did not run. That's why it was fresh and smile. So it has sore feet also, and it buried its head deep in the sand because it was, that means it lost the race. I think all of. So the moral of this story is you shouldn't be proud anytime, because here in this lesson the ostrich was very proud that it has long legs and this ostrich has short legs, but finally the hedgehog won the race. Is it not, children? So you should never be proud. So let us go through this exercise, children. Find the words from the story which mean the same as the following. So, a cereal plant. The word which is similar to this cereal plant from the lesson. It is barley. Next, border. The meaning of this word is edge. Border means edge. Next, short and thick. Short and thick means stumpy. Next, noon. Noon means midday. So, next, long steps means strides. So, next, pain from injury. It is sore. So, next exercise. Use the above words to fill in the blanks. First one, that means we have to find the words and fill here. From the exercise G5, we have to choose the words. First one, the baby sleeps from dash to evening. The baby sleeps from midday to evening. The boy was standing at the edge of the mountain. So second one is edge. Ravi saw a dash field in the village. Ravi saw a barley field in the village. After the fight, the boxer had dash muscles, sore muscles. The giant took long dash to catch the naughty dwarf. The giant took long strides. So, these two exercises, I think all of you understood. So, children, all of you read the lesson once and write 3 sentences about ostrich and hedgehog. That means you can write their characteristics or else anything you can write about ostrich and anything you can write about hedgehog. 3 sentences on your own. That means, for example, ostrich has long legs. It's very proud animal, and in that way you can write. And hedgehog, it's a short animal, short, stumpy-legged creature, and it has spines on its body. Like that, anything you can write 3 sentences on your own and write the meaning 2 times. Okay, children? Thank you, children. Meet you in the next class.